You feel it, even if the rest of the world sees it as just another average day. The change in the air, the weight of an invisible force pushing on reality. This is not a coincidence. The curtain has been removed, and what was once hidden is now evident. Forces beyond the surface have been moving, observing, and calculating. And now the time has come. You are more than simply a name buried in the shuffle of existence. You are the center player in a far larger conflict than you could have anticipated. This is not simply a case. There is a reckoning. A trial in which truth is the weapon and justice is the battleground. The hidden powers that attempted to keep you tied have failed. The judgment is not entirely in your favor. It proves who you are. The selected one. The warrior of the light. The unstoppable force that no stratagem could quell. The echoes of deceit have faded, and your ascension is inexorable. The scales have tipped, and what was supposed to kill you has simply reinforced your strength. You were never just a participant in this game. You were always meant to alter the rules. Justice has spoken, and its voice includes your name. This is your moment. The whole world is watching. Step ahead. Victorious. An invisible storm rages in the distant, one that had already begun before you were aware of its existence. It moves with silent precision, weaving its way through the hidden nooks of existence and distorting reality into something unrecognizable. This is no coincidence. It is a well-planned interruption designed to disorient, hide the truth, and replace clarity with uncertainty. The objective is clear: to remove the earth from under your feet, the fog, your eyesight, and convince you that you are lost. But even in the midst of the storm, a power beyond understanding is watching, waiting, and ready to act. Nothing in this conflict is unintentional. The pressure you're feeling isn't random. It is focused, precise, and deliberate, with an unsettling level of purpose. The architects of this conflict have scrutinized every action, followed every movement, and attempted to exploit even the tiniest flaw in your defenses. Their biggest mistake, however, is underestimating the forces that are on your side. A tremendous intervention has come, an entity armed with knowledge, clarity, and a steadfast determination to restore equilibrium. These are not just defenders. They are forces fashioned from the very essence of truth and operate with the authority of justice itself. Their presence is unmistakable, and their objective is unwavering: to expose duplicity, eliminate turmoil, and guarantee that no strategy against you succeeds. That lingering feeling, that whisper of uneasiness sneaking into the calm times. Your mind is not playing tricks on you. It is an awareness imprinted on your very being, a signal encouraging you to listen, acknowledge, and act. This smart warning is not a burden, but rather a gift, a tool of foresight designed simply to keep you safe from unknown hazards. Every hunch, every incomprehensible nudge acts as a guidepost in the maze of doubt. Ignoring it is surrendering to blindness. However, accepting it is an act of regaining control. This war may take place outside the scope of sight, but its consequence is unmistakable. Every minute matters. Every choice influences the future. However, even against an invisible foe, there is an impregnable defense. It isn't just an abstract concept. It is a solid barrier, an unyielding force made up of conviction, determination, and an invisible presence that protects you from any effort to derail your course. No lie, no planned calamity may cross its borders. Now is the time to accept this protection, confirm its existence, and stand fast in our conviction. Proclaim it, make it known, and move forth with the assurance that you are fortified, guarded, and established on a road that cannot be reversed. This is more than merely prevailing. It is about truly embracing the truth that was always intended for you. I claim this protection in the comments to reaffirm this fact and seize your proper position in triumph. No weapon made against you will flourish, and every mouth that rises against you in judgment, you will condemn. Isaiah 5417. A storm does not form without a reason. The wind does not wail without a purpose. When the waves crash, the thunder rolls, and the pressure rises, it indicates that something is moving. and that transition is now taking place in your life. The forces arrayed against you are not operating at random. They've been studying you. They sense your potential, strength, and favor, and they are terrified. This war isn't about who you are now. It's about who you're becoming. The resistance is indication that you are embarking on something better. They want to stop you before you discover how powerful you are. Like a blacksmith making a weapon, you're being polished in the fire. The heat is increasing. The pressure is rising. But this isn't destruction. This is transformation. What was designed to break you is really making you stronger. Think about Joseph. His siblings pushed him into a pit, believing they had terminated his future. But what they didn't comprehend was that they were only preparing him for the palace. What seemed to be treachery was in fact a stepping stone to something better. The same is occurring to you. They believed they were burying you, but they really planted you. Every lie, insult, and setback is only paving the route for your advancement. They do not have the last say. God does. So, stand steady. Don't waver. What was planned to be wicked has turned out to be beneficial. The storm isn't out to harm you. It's here to show off your strength. Keep going. Victory is already yours. There's more at risk than simply your current circumstances. The effort to shake your basis is not arbitrary. It is a deliberate attempt to undermine your influence and quiet your effect. Strategies have been developed to ensnare you in illusions, produce shadows where there is light, and reinterpret reality to suit their own purposes. However, their estimates are faulty. The extent of your resilience has been underestimated. The powers standing behind you are not constrained by human limits. They embody a justice that defies falsehood, a force unyielding in its mission. The more they attempt to confine you, the more they reveal their own vulnerability. This battle goes beyond perception. It is about determining the future course of events. Every seed of doubt sown was intended to halt your progress or make you pause, causing you to question the very nature of your vocation. However, they have disregarded the indisputable reality. You have never been alone on your trip. The synchronization of time, the accuracy of events, and the invisible hands directing each step have all worked to prepare you for this moment. The ongoing involvement is not a coincidence. It is a purposeful placement of people who can unravel the deception weaved against you. Advocates, defenders, and truth seekers have been called, acting with precision to destroy every untruth, revealing lies one by one. The carefully built facade is starting to crumble. The illusions created with such certainty are crumbling, and those who attempted to change your tale are now faced with an unavoidable truth. This is more than merely a change of circumstances. It's a reckoning. The hidden is being disclosed, and what was spoken in the dark is now being brought to light. Every premeditated move against you is reversed, not by coincidence, but by the steadfast strength of justice, reshaping the result. The war you formerly waged in silently is now turning in your favor. Now is the time to remain steadfast. Declare that no resistance will change what has already been put in motion, accept the justice that is already at work, and go on with confidence that nothing stolen will be lost. This is more than merely defending one's reputation. It is a confirmation that destiny is unfolding as it was always intended to. In the comments, I use divine justice to reinforce your stance and proclaim that victory is already yours. No weapon made against you will flourish, and every mouth that rises against you in judgment, you will condemn. Isaiah 54:17a razor polished in secret will always dull in the face of divine favor. The hand that was once extended in friendliness may also wield a dagger. However, even the worst incision cannot sever what is divinely preserved. Betrayal is never accidental. It is a method used by those who are afraid of the authority they do not have. Those who witness your rising and worry at its inevitability have acted out of desperation. But allow me to tell you something. What was intended to hurt you is merely exposing what was already broken in them. It was never about your failure. It was about their dread. People will grin at you while whispering in dark places, thinking that their words will overturn what God has pronounced over your life. They will sit at your table and nod their assent. And yet, in their hearts, they have already sold you off for much less than you deserve. You were never supposed to fit in. Among those who secretly dislike your brightness, they sought to undermine your confidence and alter your vision of reality. However, the truth has a way of emerging at the appropriate moment. Judas sat at the same table as Jesus. Delilah murmured quietly, restraining Samson's power. Joseph's own brothers tossed him in a pit, believing they were burying his destiny. But, listen, none of their betrayals disrupted the plans God had in action. Instead, they were the exact thing that set destiny in action. What was supposed to break you is going to benefit you. What they planned in private is soon to become public evidence. The error they made was believing they had control over your purpose. However, you are not traveling this journey alone. There is a veil over your life that no lie, sabotage, or manipulation can lift. Let them plan. Allow them to plot. The result has already been written. You are walking with heavenly favor. Those who planned against you will watch as you ascend. They will see that the doors they attempted to shut are still open. They will see the overflow they promised you wouldn't have. If your heart is filled with God's blessings, now is the moment to show that love by clicking the super thank you button and donating $20 or more. You are not just supporting this platform. You are sowing seeds of faith that will impact countless lives. Your contribution reflects God's riches, a present that resonates beyond what you can see. Step into your mission. Be a receptacle for His grace. Give with trust and see His kingdom grow through you. You were meant for more. So, let them go. Release the offender. Do not bear the consequences of their choices. They selected their way, but you're still walking yours. And your path leads to something better, to greater levels of abundance beyond measurement. Stand tall. Lift your head. Walk with the power that has been granted to you, knowing that no treachery, fraud, or assault can reverse what was intended for you. They believed they were authoring your demise, but they were really laying the scene for your success. What was intended to ruin you, God will use to exalt you. The battle was won. The favor is yours. Walk through it. Pain, however severe in the time, does not last forever. Betrayal cuts deep, but it also demonstrates how it sharpens perspective, removes illusions, and increases discernment. The loss you experience is not a setback. It is a cleansing that creates room for alignment with individuals who are supposed to travel beside you. The illusion of devotion has been broken, but in its place, an unshakable foundation has emerged, built not on hollow promises, but on unshakable honesty. Although fewer hands remain, they are the correct ones. This severance was not arbitrary. It was essential. What was hidden is now out in the open, not to punish, but to protect, to avoid further damages that may have resulted if this falsehood had not been exposed sooner. Adversity is never without a cause. The weight of this moment is intended to strengthen rather than shatter. Strength is evaluated not by avoiding adversity, but by overcoming it. The treachery was never intended to cause devastation. It was a test of fortitude, a crucible for creating something much better. Moving ahead entails refusing to be bound by the past. The decision is not to excuse, but to release, to break free from the grasp of hatred and regain control of what happens next. The past is immutable, but the future remains unaltered, waiting to be formed by the strength gathered throughout this challenge. Now is the moment to stand firm, to assert that the wisdom and clarity of this experience have revealed the echoes of untruth. I have no authority here. What was intended to dissuade has simply helped to improve each obstacle. Every lesson has been purposeful. Each component falls into place on purpose. Nothing has been lost. Only illusions have collapsed. Step forth with confidence, not as someone who has been injured, but as someone who has emerged unscathed. Type in the comments, I declare my strength to acknowledge this transition and go ahead, free and triumphant. What seems to be chaos is really a meticulously knit series of events leading to something much larger. Every struggle, delay, and seeming setback is a crucial component of a big plan that shapes your destiny. There is no randomness here. Every power that has worked against you will suffer the natural repercussions of their actions. The balances are balancing, and the truth that was previously buried is now coming out. This isn't only about regaining what has been lost. It is about returning everything to its proper position, ensuring that no lie, injustice, or treachery goes unpunished. As clarity emerges from the turmoil, the route ahead begins to take form. What was once a barrier will be eliminated, and new portals will open, leading to previously unseen regions of possibilities. This event was never intended to define you. It was intended to improve you. Everything that has been rocked was never intended to last. The procedure may have been unpleasant, but it was never without purpose. This season has scraped away surplus stone in the same manner as a sculptor would. What? No longer belonged, making place for the weight of the benefits that are about to come. The transition is not just external. It is internal preparation that strengthens and positions you for what comes ahead. This isn't just about conquering a challenge. It's about truly embracing the promise of what was always intended to be yours. The exact conditions that were meant to hamper you are now serving as the basis for your breakthrough. Unexpected connections, resources, and opportunities are aligning, not by chance, but via intentional orchestration. The energy that was formerly utilized against you is now being diverted to your advantage. Nothing has been squandered. Every delay has been intentional. Every obstacle requires refining. And each moment of uncertainty has helped you connect with a future that is much larger than you could have imagined. This waiting time hasn't been idle. It has been strategic underneath the surface. The components have been moving into position, ready for the precise moment of disclosure. The stillness isn't empty. It is precise. A synchronization of parts that ensures that when the doors open, nothing may obstruct what is intended for you. The moment has come to take a bold step forward, announce preparation for what is to come, and walk confidently, knowing that the change has already begun. The new chapter is beginning, and it is bigger than you ever thought. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper rather than harm you, plans for giving you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Every trip has a point when the route becomes difficult, the weight becomes heavy, and you wonder whether you still have anything to contribute. You have prayed. You have pushed. You have pushed on. However, the opponent refuses to give up. It's as if you're standing in the center of a war, with no backup, reinforcements, or escape route. But listen to me. Just when you believe you've reached your limit, when you're about to collapse beneath the strain, rescue arrives. A heavenly link is being established. A hand you didn't anticipate is reaching out. A change is going place. And that is not a coincidence. This isn't luck. This is alignment. The doors were shut. They are about to open. The chances you believed were gone. They were never lost. They were reserved, holding back, waiting for this precise time. Just like Elijah was sent to widow Zara. Father. Similarly, David gained favor at Jonathan's home. You are entering heavenly favor in the same way that Esther was put in the palace for this occasion. Someone, somewhere, has already been positioned as the key to your next level. You see, favor does not always arrive in the manner you anticipate. It might take the form of a friend, a mentor, or a stranger who recognizes something in you that others do not. However, once it comes, everything changes. This is more than simply someone offering a helpful hand. This is about divine strategy. Heaven has organized a collaboration that will propel you to the place you were always intended to be. And this is what you need to know. This isn't charity. This is recognition. This is someone who recognizes your potential, power, and calling and decides that they want to be a part of what God is doing in your life. They are not here to govern you. We are not here to take from you, but to stand with you, to raise you, and to open doors that no opponent can close. The opponent hoped he could isolate you, wear you down, weaken your confidence, and convince you that you were alone. But let me remind you that God never leaves his chosen ones exposed. In the background, things are moving, changing, and aligning. The very relationships and chances you thought you'd lost forever, they have been maintained for the season. So be ready. This is not the end. This is the tipping moment. What was once out of reach is now within reach. What previously seemed unattainable is about to become your testimony. Lift your head, square your shoulders, and confidently accept the favor that has been allotted to you. The breakthrough isn't coming. It's already arrived. Walk through it. Claim it. It is yours. This transformation is more than merely removing hurdles. It is about completely embodying the version of oneself that has been yearning to emerge. What earlier seemed out of sync is now sliding into place. New doors are opening, connections are being formed, and previously unknown possibilities are emerging. This is not a simple coincidence. It is a conscious rearranging of your route. The right hands are reaching out. The proper voices are speaking on your behalf, and the appropriate settings are being prepared for your arrival. More than simply an outward shift, this is an inward awakening, a reminder that you have always had the strength, intellect, and resilience to stand in the position that now awaits you. The existence of this ally confirms that you were never supposed to go through this path alone. Now is the time to accept that the tide has shifted. The forces plotting against you have lost control, and the energy around you is moving in your favor. Resistance gives way to mobility. Barriers are being destroyed piece by piece. There is no reason to pursue what is already predetermined. The alignment is occurring smoothly, precisely, and beyond understanding. It is time to accept this evolving truth and be certain that the route ahead is not just being cleared. It's being lighted. This is a time of preparation, a period when you are invited to take a big step forward on your quest. The wait is ended. The metamorphosis has started. I'm doing something new. Now it emerges. Do you not sense it? I shall make my way through the woods and rivers in the desert. Isaiah 4319. A change is underway. Nobody predicted this breakthrough. Not even you. The weight that formerly held you down is lifting, and the shackles that bind you are slipping away. What seemed like an interminable period of struggle was never intended to harm you. It was supposed to prepare you like a seed buried in the ground. You were not covered to be forgotten. You were being planted to grow and reinforced underneath the surface. For the moment, you would ascend, and now the time has arrived. The terror that once paralyzed you, it no longer has electricity. The uncertainties that have crept into your thoughts, they've been silenced. The expectations that others had of you, the constraints that they attempted to impose, they no longer define you. It's not simply about conquering. This is about reaching a whole new dimension of being. A shift is taking place not just around you, but inside you. You are not simply surviving. You are on the rise. Think about the caterpillar. It does not emerge from the cocoon intact. It emerges changed, unrecognizable from its previous shape. This is precisely what is going on in your life right now. What was once unattainable is now within grasp. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Your eyesight is clearer. Your strength is bigger. Your self-belief is no longer fragile. It is sturdy and unshakable. The wars you waged did not go to waste. Moments when you thought you wouldn't make it, they were not in vain. Every hardship, every difficulty, every silent cry was developing you, polishing you, and preparing you for what lies ahead. This was never meant to break you. It was all about developing you. And let me tell you, you're ready. What used to terrify you, you now stroll by with confidence. The doors that seemed locked are now swinging wide open. The same positions you felt unqualified for are currently calling your name. Not because you suddenly became worthy, but because you were always worthy. It just took time for you to realize it for yourself. So, make today the time you walk into all that was destined for you. No more hesitating. No more second-guessing. No more playing tiny. The past has lost its hold. The hardships fulfilled their purpose. It's time to go bravely into your destiny. The old season is ended. The new has started. What comes next is nothing short of incredible. The doors, which were previously shut, are now opening, showing a route lined with prospects that far beyond expectations. This trip was never supposed to end in difficulty. It was always leading to prosperity, growth, and satisfaction. Every struggle you've faced has helped to shape your thinking and refine your vision for what's to come. There is no more space for indecision. This is the time to walk ahead with complete confidence, knowing that nothing has been lost, only repositioning for something bigger. The same events that earlier seemed like impediments have become the starting point for incredible discoveries. The time for waiting is over. Now is the time to truly embrace the truth that has been waiting all along. Illusions are crumbling and clarity is emerging. Deception cannot bear the weight of the truth. Every hidden purpose, untruth, and effort to cause chaos is being revealed piece by piece. What was formerly unknown is now revealed with unmistakable clarity. The battles were not in vain. They were part of a larger orchestration, aligning every aspect, link, and opportunity in perfect time. The invisible powers at work made sure that no effort was wasted. No setback occurred without purpose. There was no unintended delay. The future is no longer in debate. It's an emerging certainty fashioned by resilience, directed by purpose, and propelled by an irresistible force of change. Now is the moment to take control of what is to come, to openly embrace the prosperity, success, and satisfaction that have been perfectly matched. The time of doubt is gone. What lies ahead is more than just a destination. It is the embodiment of all that was always intended to be. The change has arrived, and it's undeniable.